Jesus said, where your treasure is, there your heart is also. Get back to that thing I said about the truth. The truth is that. The things you really love, the things you treasure, that's where your heart's at. That's where your calendar's at. That's where your money's at. That's where your efforts are at, your talents, where your heart is. What are the priorities of your heart? They're seen in what we do, no matter what we say. I want to finish with this, and then I want to encourage you to come to know Christ and allow us to pray for you in the prayer zone. It's right over here. Just go through these doors, and there's a place right in the middle there. But I just kind of close with this. I said I had two metaphors. The first was a D-Day. The last one here is a baseball metaphor. I imagine many of you watched or heard about the Cleveland and Tiger game this last week, where a guy by the name of Armando Galarraga pitched a perfect game. Well, up to the very last out of the last inning. Now you understand, and some of you are not big baseball fans, you may miss the passion that is involved in this, but somehow you've got to get the passion. That here you're working through this 9 innings of baseball, and you're about to accomplish what only 20 other people in the history of baseball have ever done, and that is pitch a perfect game. 27 players up, 27 out, no hits, no errors, nothing. No walks. It's a perfect game. And he's on the very last out. And a guy trickles one down between first and second. The first baseman runs over, he gets the ball, and he throws it over to the pitcher who had run over to cover first base. And it's apparent to everybody, except Jim Joyce, the umpire, guy's out. It's a perfect game. The trouble is, Jim Joyce, the umpire, calls him safe. So you've got all this emotion that's working up for this great celebration, and it's cut short. That emotion's going somewhere. And so you begin to see Cabrera, and you see their catcher, Laird, and everybody becoming unglued. The coach is becoming unglued. And you start to see some things on people's mouths that they probably shouldn't be saying. Right? All but one. Galarraga. Armando is smiling. He looks to be at perfect peace amidst this tornado of emotion that's going on. People are behind their TV sets are screaming, you know, all Detroit fans, you just hear this loud roar going up from all of southeastern Michigan. I mean, it's huge. And so, anyhow, a little bit afterwards, we see this interview with Armando Galarraga, and he's talking about this situation. And you know who he was concerned about? The umpire. He said, everybody make mistake. He feel real bad. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. He goes, yeah, I go over and I give him a hug. I say, hey, it's okay. Everybody make mistake. I'm just blown away. And then he goes, you know, the interviewer asked him, well, why are you smiling? He goes, well, you know, I now know what to do. Do I celebrate? What do I do? So I don't know what to do. I was confused. I smile. I mean, that was awesome. What we had here, if you hadn't seen it, it's on YouTube, and you can look at it again and read the newspaper, because there'll be a lot to be said about this in the future. I mean, we had a life lesson there. Skip the ball game. That doesn't mean anything in the long range of everything, you know. It means nothing. What we had here was a great expression of grace. Grace. And better than having any, you know, your name added to the other 20 guys, be number 21 of pitching a perfect game, you got a guy who is a champion in grace. What a great example. And so this application could be, you know, in marriage, in church, at work, wherever, this interpersonal relationship of giving people grace. My goodness, his light was shining, I mean, like a beacon. You know, what a great application of all that we're talking about here in real life. This guy's a hero in my eyes in how he responded in this situation. and forgiving this guy. And the guy, the umpire, he knew later on. I mean, I blew it. He was in tears, you know. And so the next day, they had Galarraga take the batting order to the guy. He's going to ump behind the plate. He gave it to him, shook his hand, gave him a hug. The guy's just crying. What an impact, you know, when we really live what we believe. And what a great opportunity then to share Jesus with someone like that. That window's wide open. It's ready, you know. So be that light. Speak those words. Get involved in the mission of what it is that we're supposed to be doing, so you can fully understand all that we have in Christ Jesus. Evangelism isn't just for the preacher, not just for a couple of church leaders, not going to be delegated to some church program. It's every one of our mission. Every single one of us can share with others what we know about Jesus Christ. And if you're not saved, we can change that today. There's a place right out there, and there are people right out there who will help lead you to the Lord. All right. Team, lead us. Let's all stand.